What is up, my less petty pals? It's your girl Kelly Howard, and welcome back to my channel, Be Less Petty TV. And I must admit, I have not been less petty with myself this week at all. Especially around making this video. For whatever reason, the critical part of me was so loud this week, so prevalent. She was in my face all week telling me what I need to do, what I can't do, what I should do, and it was really de-energizing and distracting, so much so that I just stopped making the video. I was like, okay, I'll come back to this later in the week. Then I was having a conversation with my husband on Wednesday. We were sitting out on the porch and just joking around, talking about how we don't have a lot of sex in our marriage. This is a continuous conversation. I have a very low sex drive. He knew this when we met. It's kind of been the same way, but I'm not a selfish person. Before you start judging me, I'm all about balance. So what I did was I made a book of coupons, and I gave him these coupons, 40-something coupons that he can use at any point whenever he wants to. And I have within 24 hours to adhere to said coupon, right? Now, we may or may not have gotten into an argument a while back, and I said something like, I can't do this anymore, and he threw away the coupons. So now we always have these little debates around whether I'm being petty because he threw away the coupon, or was he being sensitive for throwing away the damn coupons in the first place. So we're constantly going back and forth with this. And then in the middle of this conversation, he says, hey, as my friend, can you tell me how to deal with this situation with my wife? Now me, I never miss a beat on becoming a character. If I can jump into a character, I'm doing it. And so I was like, well, as your friend, I totally understand where you coming from. I can see both sides of the story. But what I realized after we had this conversation, because I really genuinely gave him some good advice. I mean, I was the friend for like 30 minutes out there just talking to him as a friend. But the beauty in that was I was able to become the friend. I was able to jump into character and become that friend for him. And I know that I do that for friends that call me. They need a supportive friend. I'm able to do that. And I'm like, damn, well, why can't I be that for myself? Why can't I be that same supportive friend for myself? And that's what really brought me to the topic at hand today, self-compassion, and how to cultivate that and how to be that friend for ourselves. So what I did was I started writing down some of the things that I critically say about myself, the I can'ts, the I won'ts, the things that I always struggle with, right? The uncertainties that continue to come up. And by putting them on paper, it just made them so much clearer. So much inaccuracy that I was able to see within the lines. Like, oh, this is bullshit. This is just excuses. This is fear sitting here staring me in the eye, when in fact, I do love myself. I do get up and I do these other things, and where I'm caring for myself. And so if I can care for myself externally, whether it's exercise or eating well, then I can also talk to myself better and treat myself better internally. I can be that friend for me. And that's what self-compassion is. Self-compassion is being that friend for ourselves, showing up, taking the call, telling you you can do it, telling you you're supported, telling you you're loved, and just constantly reinforcing that on a daily basis. So yeah, I encourage you to try to be that friend for you. I'm going to try to continue to be that friend for myself and push myself in this way and say, hey, don't give up on yourself. Don't beat up on yourself, because it never feels good when that critical you shows up and pounds on you, you know, for no apparent reason, because you already feel bad. So how do we break that? We be that friend for ourselves. Yeah, I really hope it was helpful. It was very helpful for me to get it off my chest, because I've been struggling with this all week long. Self-compassion is not a word I heard growing up, and it is something I've had to learn in my adult life. So it's a habit I'm constantly cultivating on a daily basis. Yeah, so sending you love from my office to your home, or wherever you may be seeing this at. And yeah, be compassionate with yourself, man. I promise you, we need this in our lives. And I noticed too that the critical like part of me that's not being compassionate with me is also not capable of being compassionate towards other. That's really huge. Because yeah, how am I going to show up for my daughters or anybody else in a compassionate way if I'm beating up on myself, right? It's usually hard to do. So recognize that you can be that friend for yourself. That way it makes it easier to be that friend for others too. Yeah. All right. I've been your girl, Kelly Howard. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel Be Less Petty TV. Make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications so you get an alert every time I upload a new video. Follow me on IG at Be Less Petty. Sending you so much love. Remember to be less petty always, because some shit, most shit, is just not that serious. See you next time. Bye.
Be less petty with your mind. Be less petty with your blame. All that petty shit is lame. Be less petty with your friends. Love first. Make amends. Be less petty with your life. Be less petty with your wife.